bubble, and I don't really want to do it, but I have to. AI is not killing Google. I'm sorry, folks. I have gotten way too many emails over the last few months of people saying, Ross, is SEO dead? I'm not sure if we should invest in SEO anymore because everybody's using ChatGPT, dude. Like, no, it's not actually the truth. Yes, AI is influencing our search behaviors, but yes, Google is still the #1 site in the world where people go to discover things and get answers. And guess what? The LLMs, they are scraping content the same way that Google would. So here's my big piece of advice to all of you naysayers. Recognize the foundation of the internet is content, and thus you should be still creating content. Let me give you advice on how you can create content though that not only ranks in Google, but also sets you up for success when it comes to the LLMs. Let's dive into it. So for some of you, you're gonna think this is a little bit basic, but the fundamentals still apply even if you're trying to optimize your site for the LLMs. You want ChatGPT to talk about your brand. You want Perplexity, Claude, etc. to talk about your brand. There's a few things that you first need to do. One, you need to understand intent. Intent is the type of query that somebody is going into when they are going to the LLMs or they're going to good old-fashioned Big G, Google. When they are going to Google or LLM, they're going to be asking a question. What's the best software? What's the best restaurant? What's the best tool that I should use to accomplish this thing? How should I approach this certain problem? They're going to go to Google or the LLM with that query and that question. Now, what you want to do is understand the keywords that went into this intent. This is where you're going to focus on a primary keyword. The primary keyword that was used in the discovery in the LLM or in Google all matter. You're going to use a tool like SEMrush, Ahrefs, Moz, all of these different tools to figure out what is the actual search volume, how many people every single month are looking for that keyword, and then you're going to use that to set yourself up to create a long form piece of content that answers that question. For example, if I'm saying, what are the top content marketing agencies, and I want to rank for that, maybe I should create a blog post on that topic with the primary keyword at the front in the H1. Then I'm going to create a strong introduction that is going to be rooted in double EAT. What does that mean? We're talking about experience, we're talking about expertise, authority, and trust. These are the things that Google has defined as the things that are most relevant and important. There we go. The most important when it comes to actually figuring out whether or not something should rank in Google. What is your experience that supports the fact that this content that you're creating should show up in the LLM? What is your expertise to actually speak on this topic with authority and show that in your tone, in your voice? Speak with authority when you're writing your piece. And then finally, articulate through trust signals, AKA link to a journal, link to some stats, talk about the data that you analyzed to come up with this analysis. And you can use tools like Claude, ChatGPT, you could even use Perplexity, all of those different tools to uncover data, research, and links that you can incorporate into this asset. Most recently, ChatGPT rolled out deep research. DeepSeek is doing something similar. If you can leverage these AI tools to make your piece filled with valuable links that are trusted and are high quality, then it's going to support you in checking the box for Google as well as the LLMs around experience, expertise, authority, and trust. Now, when that's all done, there's another key factor that you want to consider. You can't just copy and paste everything from these tools, drop it into a Google Doc, and press publish on it and expect to win. You also want to make sure that this content is actually good for the internet. How do you do that? You review the content that you're developing and you ask yourself, can we incorporate charts? Can we incorporate media? Can we use a tool like Canva to elevate this piece beyond the basic level? Can you do that? Or maybe you're embedding a YouTube video within this piece to further establish your expertise and your authority. At the end of the day, you're also going to end this thing with a CTA, call to action, where you're telling the reader what you want them to do. If you do this time and time again, you are going to create content that is quality. You're going to create content that Google trusts, that the LLMs trust, and most importantly, you're going to create content that people want to consume and that's going to help them get closer to the answer to the question that they're asking. So my advice to you is this: while everybody is preaching and screaming that AI is taking over Google, recognize this is an opportunity for you to create content that ranks both in Google and is worth scraping by the LLMs to give your audience the content and the materials that they want.